chemist spirits are the cure for the common cocktail.
We really looked at a wine that would go well for people who are pursuing an active and healthy lifestyle.
Gin and tonic in an 8-ounce can.
Dedication to our craft for over 165 years. It's no wonder that we brought this amazing liquid to the United States.
The idea of aging in Cabernet cask is very unique.
De Nord is a place where people feel safe, where they feel welcome, where they feel wanted.
And decided to create an organic vodka through a premium lens.
The recipe that is genuinely history in a bottle.
We started making spirits to share our appreciation for quality whiskey and the Central Coast.
Salute. Cheers.
This wine pairs with everything.
We've always loved to bring people together over a great drink because we know that cocktails are the ultimate social connector.
Pink Pig is a premium añejo cristalino that is shattering expectations.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the low alcohol, no alcohol competition in the 2021 WSWA Brand Battle Tournament. This is the alcohol industry's premier pitch competition, and I am so proud to represent the wine and spirit wholesalers of America. My name is Michelle Korsmo, and I'm the president and CEO of WSWA. WSWA, as I mentioned, represents America's wine and spirit wholesalers. These companies do so much more than just get the brands that you love to your favorite liquor stores, restaurants, bars, and clubs. Wholesalers are a terrific arm for marketing help for all of our retail partners, as well as menu building, and most importantly, staying on top of trends. And that's what's so fantastic about Brand Battle is it gives an opportunity to see some of those trends in action. And of course, today is a perfect example of that. The low alc, no alc category, or as some call it, low no, has definitely been a trend with the healthy lifestyle in the last few years. I am so excited today to learn more about today's contenders, but first I want to thank our tournament sponsors. 750 Beverage Media Group is the WSWA tournament media partner who has highlighted this tournament and engaged with the contenders and winners throughout the summer. They've been a longtime supporter of WSWA and all of our various programs, and we're so thankful for 750 Beverage Media Group's continued partnership. Our other tournament sponsors include Beverage Brand Ambassador Academy, The Cocktail Guru, London Essence, Gap Promotions, Low and No Beverage Summit, and the Wine Industry Network. Thank you to everyone for helping make this tournament possible. Today, you will be hearing from 5 different low-no brands who will spend a few minutes each presenting information about their products. After each presentation, the judges are going to have a few minutes to ask questions and provide feedback. I encourage all of you watching to add your own questions and thoughts in the chat box at the bottom of the screen. We will try to answer all of the questions that come through during the tournament today. At the end of today's competition, we will announce our category winner from our judges' votes, and also the People's Choice winner for this category, who's selected by all of you, our virtual audience we have tuning in to today's competition. The Judges' Choice winner will move on to the championship round in September. Now, I would like to introduce our esteemed panel of wholesaler judges participating with us today. Together, this group of wholesalers represents businesses varying in size across the country and bringing over 75 years of combined experience and expertise in the wine and spirit industry. These industry leaders are always looking for the next up-and-coming brand. Our judges are, first, Steve Fetty. Steve has over a decade of bar experience as a well-rounded member of the restaurant, bar, and hospitality industry. Steve is now the Artistry and Innovation Manager for Allied Beverage of New Jersey, where he oversees a dynamic portfolio of artisanal brands, account menu development, and spirits education. Welcome, Steve. Next up, we have Sapreet Hassler. Sapreet Hassler is the Director of Trade Marketing, National Accounts at Breakthrough Beverage. A New York native, she's grown up in the industry, starting with stocking shelves at her family's liquor store. For the last decade, she has held various marketing roles across Empire Merchants, Diageo, and Breakthrough Arizona, including brand marketing for Crown Royal, field marketing in Nevada and Arizona. She finds excitement in helping find customer solutions for the nation's largest customers and working with exciting brands within the BBG supplier portfolio. Nice to have you with us, Sapreet. Reed Brickenholtz is our next judge. Reed began his career in the industry with Glazers of Central Missouri as a merchandiser. His experience has had him working in multiple areas, including liquor, beer, and fine wine. Reed has been at Heidelberg Distributing for the last 15 years and now serves as Heidelberg's VP of Sales for low-proof spirits. Welcome, Reed. Now we have Rick Lopez, VP of Sales Development for Great Lakes Wine and Spirits, Michigan's largest wine and spirits wholesaler. Rick oversees the company's fine wine division, Little Guy Wine Company. Additionally, Rick is in charge of the marketing teams as well as supervising all training and education at the company. Knowledge is a tool, not a weapon, he likes to point out. Happy to have you with us, Rick. Doug Nixon, Sales Director of Spirits and Non-Alcoholics, is our next judge. Doug has spent time dedicated to the development of portfolios in the on-premise sector and now is dedicated to the brand side as a sales director, responsible for all aspects of major brands business in the on and off premise, as well as liaison for their key suppliers. Welcome, Doug. Our final judge for today's tournament is Casey Stevens. Casey joined Georgia Crown in 2017 with a strong background in sales and marketing from the beverage and television sectors. He is responsible for all marketing for both Georgia and Alabama Crown, as well as all internal and external communications. He also manages outside agencies, which include Georgia Crown's marketing agency, Syrup Marketing. Looking forward to hearing from you, Casey. Thank you all so much for participating as wholesaler judges for today's competition. I look forward to hearing all of your feedback from our contenders on their products. Now, I would like to introduce today's host for the remainder of the program, Jonathan Pogash. Jonathan, also known as the Cocktail Guru, is a mixologist, cocktail consultant, educator, and cocktail book author with over 20 years of experience servicing bars, liquor brands, and sophisticated drinkers across the country. Jonathan's signature cocktails can be enjoyed in award-winning cocktail lounges and restaurants from New York to New England. Please welcome Jonathan, who will introduce today's contenders to you. So happy to have you with us, Jonathan.
Thanks so much, Michelle. This is very exciting. As Michelle said, I'm Jonathan Pogash. I'm founder and owner of The Cocktail Guru. I get to travel across the US, helping bars and restaurants design their drink menus and train staff. I work with brands, do a lot of events. My website is thecocktailguru.com. I have a YouTube channel, YouTube shows, podcasts. I'm the editor of the Mr. Boston Bartender's Guide as well. And I cannot be more pleased to be able to be with you all now virtually and to hear these amazing presentations. I've been a speaker and judge at WSWA the last, I was trying to think about it, about 11 or 12 years, and it's pretty insane to think about. And I've really had a great time viewing the brand battle tournaments this summer. I'm super thrilled to be part of today's low alcohol, no alcohol tournament, which will feature fantastic, new and exciting brands. I'm looking forward to being your host today and to learning about these brands myself that are looking to get distributed in the US marketplace. Now I'd like to go ahead and introduce our contenders for this category. Okay, well, needless to say, this category was very, very competitive with many new and unique brands that entered. We are super excited to hear from 5 impressive companies who were selected to talk about their products, representing a wide variety of emerging brands. The contenders we will hear from today are from Seaway Wines, we have Aaron Fine. Next is Heidi Scheid from Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. Matt Hedges is here to tell us about Osmosis. From House Jam Wines, we have Jack Cacciato and Christina Comito. Finally, from Spiritless, we have Lauren Chitwood. Well, now that we now that we all know which brands are competing today, let's go ahead and get started to learn a bit more about them. Please let us welcome our first contender of this tournament, Aaron Fine from Seaway Wines. Seaway Wines believes in living a life that is better for you and the environment. Who can argue with that, my friends? Take it away, Aaron.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. And hello, and thank you to everyone at WSWA for including us in this exciting competition. My name is Aaron Fine, Vice President of Sales and Marketing with Platowine Partners. I'm here to introduce you to our exciting new brand, Seaway Wines. But first, I want to give you a quick background on Platowine Partners. Plato was founded in 2005. We are the production arm for the largest independent grower of coastal California grapes with over 20,000 acres under vine. The #1 grower in Napa, #4 in Sonoma County, and #3 in the Central Coast. Our specialty is producing world-class exclusive label programs for national and regional on and off-premise retailers, as well as for wholesalers. Now on to Seaway Wines. When developing this brand, our plan was to make wines that are bright, delicious, refreshing, better for you, and come in a can. The starting point was selecting the best grapes produced from our very own certified sustainable non-GMO vineyards in the cool climate of Monterey County. The R&D went on for better than a year before our award-winning winemaker, Allison Crowe, found the perfect balance of varietally correct wines at just 7% alcohol and 70 calories per 5-ounce serving. We chose packaging in cans because they're infinitely recyclable and uniquely convenient for wine drinkers. The result is delicious rosé, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay that is single serve, lightweight, and portable, and most importantly, 100% real wines without seltzer or fruit additives. The brand story for us was already shaping itself with health halos that fit into the emerging better for you wine category. The California lifestyle helped guide our design inspiration with the beautiful coast and beaches. We wanted our consumers to be instantly transported to the California coast when they pick up a can. The feeling, style, name, and overall vibe of the brand was with us from the very beginning, and all we needed to do was allow it to come forward in its final design. Seaway captures the full essence of the California coast. The design suggests outdoor activity, fun, positive energy, and a connection to the environment. Regarding our business plan, our initial go-to-market strategy is highly targeted with focus on the coastal perimeter states of the United States. The channel strategy is equally targeted with on-premise focused on resorts, entertainment venues, and places where you can grab a can and just enjoy it on property. Off-premise, our targets are the best retail partners in grocery, liquor, drug, and the convenience channel in each state. Pricing for the 4-pack is suggested at $19.99 with solid margins at all tiers. We also see some accounts selling individual cans, which is great for consumer trial, and we've seen this in the range of $3.50 to $4.99 per can.
Aaron, you have about 60 seconds, my friend.
Okay, our marketing efforts are already driving buzz. We have a beautiful website with a where to buy map, and we continue to add new accounts onto that. And social media is our big play with several posts per week on Instagram and Facebook. We're regularly engaging with influencers on collaborations and have ad campaigns targeted in each market we enter, along with key influencers driving consumers to the selling accounts. Our 4-pack box shares our brand mantra, which is Seaway is 100% real delicious wine in a can. Seaway was created for wine lovers who believe in living a life that is better for you and the environment. Seaway can go wherever life takes you and not weigh you down. Ditch the bottle opener, plan your next adventure, and catch that wave. And most importantly, our brand slogan is, life's a wave, catch it. And that's all I've got for right now. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Aaron. That was great. Now, let us bring back our esteemed panel of judges for some Q&A. Let's start with Mr. Stephen Fetty from Allied Beverage. Stephen, what kinds of questions and feedback do you have?
One question I really have, you got me at the price point because I love the story. I love the biodegradable packaging. I think that's something our market sorely needs right now. And I like your attention to the coastal marketplace because really, just look at the can. You're going to be on a beach. You want to be near a beach. But the price scares me away. As somebody who does go out to the beach and goes on outdoor excursions, and I go buy alcohol, I go buy wine. I can find a 4-pack of wine for a lot less than $19.99. How do you see yourself fitting into the marketplace at a higher price point and a lower alcohol content?
Yeah, I see your point. I've heard this before, and quite frankly, we positioned ourselves with where we see the middle of the market as far as canned wines in general. $19.99 is definitely the high end of where you would see that, and that would be at over 40 points GP for most accounts around the country. Where we see this going out primarily is in the $15.99 to $17.99, and there's still solid margins in there. So we're trying to encourage that higher margin so that they can lean in more on promotion and have a reason for being in the store to promote it more.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Rick has a question next. Go ahead, Rick.
Sure. Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Hey, Rick.
Just a quick question. As I think all of us know, there are several ways to de-alcoholize the wine. Either picking the fruit early or sucking it out with a cone. What do you guys do?
So there's 3 aspects to this, and you've got a couple close ones there. So the first one is certainly the location of the grapes. It's in the cool climate. Second is definitely the picking aspect of it. Is picking these when they're full flavored and they can show their ripeness, but their Brix is low enough that we don't have to de-alc too much. And that third process is we actually use reverse osmosis, which we found was the most gentle process in alcohol removal. So that's where I think we've done a good job.
And I think we have time for another quick question. Casey, do you have a question, feedback?
So currently this field is exploding and it's starting to become incredibly congested. Basic to the point question, how do you plan to stand out above the crowd? What plan do you plan to bring to the market?
So great question, and I agree. There's so much noise out there with the explosion in RTDs, the explosion in wines, of course, seltzers, and everything that goes in a can. Is a very noisy area right now, and I think that's not going to be that way for long. There will be players that shake out, but how we plan to stand out is really through the marketing efforts. We want to connect with consumers, so I encourage you to go to our website and see what we're doing there, and look at our social channels. We're going to be very active in collaborations and ad campaigns in each market that we're in. And again, we're going to be very targeted. We have a couple of big accounts that have jumped on board. We're going to focus on those because we want to learn, we want to do better, and take those learnings before we take it nationally. So that's really the strategy there. And I think we can stand out with our packaging. The design really speaks for itself and it can jump off the shelf. And then getting that buzz on the social media and getting people engaged.
Awesome. I think we do have time for another quick one. Reed, did you have any feedback, question?
Yeah, sure. First of all, love the package. It definitely screams summertime and fun. I wanted to ask what the actual can volume is in ounces.
It's a 250 ml, so it's roughly 8 ounces.
Okay. I was just on the size. It said 1.5, and so I was worried that it might be an odd size, but no, it's very comparable.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Aaron, for kicking us off. Now, on to our second set of presenters, Heidi Scheid from Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is a healthy lifestyle wine created to make you feel good inside and out. Hey, I mean, we all want to feel good inside and out. Heidi, please go ahead and tell us more.
Thank you so much. I am happy to be here today to talk about Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. Sunny is a wine in the better for you category that is 0 sugar, 9% alcohol, and 85 calories per serving. Not only is Sunny with a Chance of Flowers a better for you wine, it is also a better for the environment wine. Sunny is sustainably certified and produced from grapes grown on our family-owned estate vineyards in Monterey County on the central coast of California. And our winery is 100% powered by renewable wind energy. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers launched into the marketplace just 1 year ago. In that time, it has resonated with consumers who want to enjoy a glass of wine while still pursuing an active and healthy lifestyle. With its product attributes of 0 sugar, and an alcohol and calorie content that is 30% lower than traditional wine, you can have your cake and eat it too. Not only does what's inside the bottle speak to consumers, but it's also what's on the outside of the bottle. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers delivers on a message of transparency and positivity in its name, its packaging, and in its messaging. The name speaks for itself. It's hard to say Sunny with a Chance of Flowers without smiling. The front label is bright, happy, and attention-grabbing, and calls out 0 sugar, 85 calories, and 9% alcohol. On the back label, we provide the nutritional information of calories, carbs, protein, and fat in an easy to find and read format. And on the capsules, each varietal carries a different message of positivity. For Sauvignon Blanc, it's the power of positivity. For Chardonnay, choose happy. Pinot Noir, the glass is half full. And for our newly released rosé, it's Be the Sunshine. If you've had a chance to check out our website at sunnywines.com, or you're one of our 10,000 followers on Instagram, you'll see consistent and uplifting messaging that focuses on friendship, healthy recipes, body positivity, and a lot of sunshine and flowers. Sunny is distributed throughout the US and available in national accounts such as Kroger, Albertsons, Whole Foods, Rite Aid, Walmart, and many more. We're also seeing strong international interest, and Sunny is being sold in Canada, Denmark, the UK, and Japan. And let's not forget that Sunny is absolutely delicious. We've earned scores of 90 points for the Sauvignon Blanc from multiple wine publications, and just recently, it was in the top 3 Sauvignon Blanc scores in Wine Spectator. Both the Chardonnay and Pinot Noir have also received consistently top scores, and each earned a 92-point score from the tasting panel. This is a testament to our estate-grown grapes from the Monterey appellation, a region known for producing outstanding premium wines. In the marketplace, we're grabbing shoppers' attention with the use of case displays, case racks, and pull toppers. We use bottleneckers that call out the message of 0 sugar and 85 calories. And of course, in-store tastings are very important. We've seen that if a shopper stops to try our wine, that bottle is going to end up in their cart. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is also priced to become a customer's repeat purchase. With a front line of $16.99, everyday price of $11.99, and promo of $9.99, we've seen incredibly strong repeat purchase patterns and consumers making Sunny their go-to wine.
Just about 1 minute, Heidi.
Great. We see enormous potential for Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. It's a better for you wine that checks all the boxes. 0 sugar, low calorie, low alcohol, vegan, gluten-free, certified sustainable, produced and bottled with renewable energy, estate-grown grapes from Monterey, California, family-owned, and a message of positivity that's needed now more than ever. If you didn't know it before, I hope you know it now. Here comes the Sunny. Cheers. That's it.
Cheers. Thanks, Heidi. And now let's bring back our amazing panel of judges for some questions and answers. Sapreet, why don't you go ahead and kick off our questions this round?
Sounds great. Thank you for having me. First of all, the packaging and POS are so intentional. I love it. Very cute. I know that you've covered so many points that I probably would have asked questions about, but what exactly is the price point of this one? I don't know if I heard that one.
Okay, it's a front line of $16.99, an everyday price of $11.99, and it does get down to a $9.99 when it's on promo.
Okay, sounds great. And then what is your, I'm sorry, second question. What is your marketing strategy now that you have kind of built up like a pretty strong digital base? Where do you guys see yourself going from here?
Yeah, we have a really comprehensive 360-degree marketing strategy. We're doing a lot in the digital realm, and that will continue to build. We really think that building brand awareness, you know, we're a company that's been around for 50 years, but we're not big in national brands. This is really our first opportunity to build a national brand. So we know that we need to build that consumer awareness outside of the store so that consumers come into the store and really look for Sunny and ask for Sunny, that's how we're going to get on the shelf and how we're going to maintain our place. And then we're trying to provide our retail accounts with opportunities to really make great displays through, you know, our case racks and pull toppers and things like that.
I see that Doug and Rick have questions. Let's go with Doug first.
Heidi, great job on the wines. We tasted them last night, and just the hint of barrel fermentation in the Chardonnay, it really kind of pulled you in, and great fruit on the Pinot. Question though, do do you have alternative packaging in the future? Are you looking at cans for secondary occasions, or are you looking at anything like that?
Yeah, we're definitely looking at other alternative formats. We really wanted to launch Sunny in an elevated way. It's hard to go from cans into glass, but pretty easy to go from glass into cans. So it's definitely something that we're working on. We have a wonderful product innovation team at Scheid Family Wines, and we're looking at different things like Sunny spritzers, sparkling Sunny, all kinds of Sunny. This the sky's the limit with this brand. There's a whole lot of different directions you can go. Right now, for this year, we're focusing on brand extensions with our newly released rosé and maybe something else coming out towards the end of the year.
Okay, Rick, go ahead with your question.
Sure. First, I agree with the other comments. I think we have a large handful of these lifestyle wines, and this is probably among the best I've ever had. And Sapreet's comment about the front label, it contains the entire message. So that's, very well done. Quick, simple question is, you have these neckers on the bottles. Are those included in the shippers, or are those something that are added later? Because they tell the rest of the story that's not on the label.
Yeah, we absolutely include them on it. We don't trust anybody. They are added to the bottle at the bottling line inside that case box to make sure that they're on that bottle when it gets onto the shelf.
And don't trust those distributors.
Love the distributors, but they got a lot of things going on. So.
And Steve, we have just about a minute left. You have a question, my friend?
Yes. Only question was, how many states are you in right now with this?
We're in just about every state with the exception of just a few. I don't think we're in the Dakotas. I think we're in about 45 states.
Awesome. Well, we've got just about 30 seconds. Does anyone have an additional question for Heidi? Casey, yes, go ahead.
Hi, Heidi. So I'll make it quick. So it sounds like you're across majority of the states, almost 50. Have you had any capacity issues so far, or do you see that coming down the pipeline?
We have the most amazing production team. We have a whole lot of estate vineyards, so we keep a lot of wine in the winery. We have had to do 3 bottling runs where we thought we were only going to be doing 1. So they've definitely been moving and grooving to keep us in stock and on the shelf, but we've been able to handle it remarkably well. So shout out to the Scheid Family Wines winemaking team. You guys are the best.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Heidi. Now we are on to our third contender, Matt Hedges from Osmosis. Osmosis delightful wines were born to meet the concerns of today's consumer and fit with their health-conscious lifestyle. Take it away, Matt.
Thank you, Jonathan. First of all, it's an honor to be here and share the stage with these groundbreaking companies. Judges, thank you for your time and for the opportunity to explain why Osmosis is the best, better for you wine. My name is Matt Hedges. I'm president and co-founder of national importer Vino del Sol. Since 2004, we've been selling great wines from family-owned, sustainably farmed, and estate-grown vineyards. What I love most about our industry are the long-term relationships. After the relationships, my favorite part, honestly, has to be our access to constant, just delicious wines nonstop. But as some of you may have experienced in this job, that can be too much of a good thing. Many years ago, I found myself waking up daydreaming about a wine I could joyfully consume, yet still feel great the next day. At that time, there wasn't enough demand to pursue the idea. But fortunately, over the last few years, things have been changing. And there is now a demand not just for lower alcohol, but zero sugar, lower calories, certified vegan and sustainable. So in March of 2018, we applied for the Osmosis trademark and began our quest for the best, better for you wine. We call it Osmosis because for us, it's not about what's taken out of the wine. It's about what you're gaining, a delightful, full flavored experience. Now, Vino del Sol's MO has always been terroir-driven real wines. We're called a lot affectionately and sometimes not so affectionately wine geeks. So this reduced alcohol concept was a big departure for us. Our team would only get behind it if the wine tasted authentically delicious like the rest of our portfolio. What mattered first and foremost was taste. This was damn hard to do though in a reduced alcohol wine. It took us a lot longer and many trials. However, I think we now have cracked the code and have achieved what we wanted. Basically, a wine we can hand you, you taste it blind and say, man, that's a good Sauvignon Blanc. And then after, oh, look, it's also better for you. Awesome. We cracked the code by doing some things differently and through innovations. First of all, Osmosis comes from our estate high altitude vineyard. This gives a natural, good starting point of combination between acidity and ripeness. In our Sauvignon Blanc vineyard, we do 3 separate harvests. We do an early harvest for natural lower alcohol. The second harvest brings balance and grapefruit aromatics. The latest harvest gives candied pineapple flavors, which give the sensation of slight sweetness, which we found to be important, given, of course, the wine is 0 sugar. After harvest, we immediately truck the grapes to our winery, which is located just a few miles down the road, and put the grapes in a special pneumatic press that allows us to start the winemaking process with an overabundance of aromatics. Our winery partner is Zolo, one of the most awarded and visionary in Argentina.
Just about 1 minute to go, Matt.
Thanks. We're proud to have worked for 17 years with Patricia Ortiz, and this is our winemaker of Osmosis, Martina Galliano, a Davis grad, and just an absolute rock star. Finally, most importantly, Osmosis ties back to the long-term vision that makes our industry so special, the pillar of which is sustainability. Zolo and our other winery partners have long been leaders in sustainability, and that tradition continues with Osmosis. Please visit osmosiswines.com to learn more about these initiatives. To conclude, I'd just like to say how appreciative we are to be able to introduce Osmosis Delightful Wines to the WSWA. And the timing was perfect. The wine has just arrived 3 states and is on the way to another 29 markets as we speak. Thank you again, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks, Matt. Now let's bring back our panel of judges for some more Q&A. We will go with Reed to begin with. What are your thoughts?
Matt, the label is awesome. I think the name really is a good conversation starter with a customer that may be a little unfamiliar on how you achieve the process of lower alcohol wines. I did have a question. In conventional, wine sales and winemaking, people champion the terms, estate grown and the regionality. And I was wondering why in a congested market, as one of our panelists alluded to earlier, why not use that to differentiate yourself because you are estate grown and you are speaking to a specific region of Argentina?
Great question. So we do speak to the estate part of it, which is very important on the back of the label. As far as the terroir aspect, it's very ironic because that's all we've ever done for 17 years is focus on terroir. We say this is a Malbec from the La Consulta terroir, and that's why it tastes different from a Malbec from a Grello. We felt in this wine, terroir was not what mattered. So we only put Argentina on the back label. We really just wanted to focus on the better for you attributes of lower alcohol, lower 0 sugar, but still having that great taste.
I see Doug has a question. Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, the wine is fantastic. A good balance between the California style and then obviously your style from Argentina. My question is on the certification of vegan. How do you and what throughout the process do your wines become certified vegan?
So the winery got all of the Zola wines are naturally vegan. We went through a certification process through a internationally recognized company in Argentina called Leaf. So we did all the paperwork. They came in and checked it, make everything was legit, and then they gave us the certification.
I see Sapreet and Steve both have their hands up. Sapreet, go ahead first.
Hi. So love the label. I think it looks beautiful. And I can see how it definitely stand out on shelf. Who exactly is your target demographic with this? When there are so many brands that are pitching the same message, who are you looking for to consume Osmosis?
Sure, great question. So we did a lot of market analysis in the last few years. The target that our marketing team came back with was generally female, 25 to 35, obviously health conscious. But what's been fascinating is, again, we're just now landing to the distributor level, not so much the consumers, but the reaction to the wine has been gangbusters across the board. I mean, places we never thought would jump on top of it, like Montana, the South. So we're finding that the target audience is a lot larger than we had expected.
Thanks. And Steve, we've got time for, just about a minute for another question. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Matt. Awesome packaging, tasty juice. Loving the POS that comes with it, little thermos bottle here. What's the price point of these wines?
Great question. So the price point is just SRP of $14.99, which we felt was a good premium. We think the wine certainly deserves that, but we're also able to deal down to $12.99.
Great, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Guess what, everyone? We are now more than halfway through our brands who are presenting today. Hooray. Hey, that rhymes. You know, I do this for a living, guys. Hope you're all enjoying hearing from them and the feedback from our judges. I surely am. Next up, we have Jack Cacciato and Christina Comito from House Jam Wines. House Jam represents a youthful expression for fun, enjoyment, pleasure, and experimentation. Take it away, Jack and Christina.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. And I just wanted to thank everyone over at the WSWA for the opportunity to introduce House Jam on a large scale and to talk about a wine that has been near and dear to our hearts. I've had the pleasure of working alongside my dad for the past, let's say, 15 years. And I'll let him walk you through a little bit about the brand.
Don't make me cry. I get emotional. Yes, thank you to the WSWA, and I'm really excited to present our brand to you because we think it's a better for you brand as well, because the fun and enjoyment you get out of what you drink makes it better for you. My background is 4 decades in the wine and spirit business. And for many years, my company was Wine Wave Imports, and we were focused towards Italian wines. And during that period, I became very infatuated with some of the wines that were being produced out of the Emilia-Romagna area of Italy. And in a lot of ways, it made me think about how I became interested in wine when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. In those days, you only had to be 18 to drink, so it was a different world. And the items that came to mind were sweeter items like Lambrusco. Everybody's familiar with Riuniti and some of the brands that, although they're brands of the past, still generate a couple of million cases worth of business. And as we know today, the market for sweet wines is one of the largest markets. The American palate tends to like sweeter, forward fruit products. So in becoming interested in those wines made in that area, we wanted to create a wine, and we created this wine back in 2009, to be honest with you. And we wanted the wine to speak immediately to a younger audience. The name House Jam is fun. It's great to say House Jam. It's a party. As you said earlier, it could be your favorite drink, my favorite jam. It could be your favorite song. And if you are musically inclined, a jam session is improvisation, playing with other musicians. Last, I felt the additional tie-in to the name was the way we describe the wines, especially the reds. They are jammy in their fruit. So we felt that the House Jam really was a unique way to present something that was very different. And if you saw, you saw our cans, very colorful. We have the smooth red, we have the cool pink,
And our Chillin' White.
Chillin' White.
Really wonderful consumer recall too on the shelf. They really stand out at the store. It's a taste profile, like Dad said, that really appeals to a very wide demographic. Initially, we were going after the Gen Z, the millennial generation. That's certainly our target market. What we're seeing though through in-store tastings is there is a House Jam for everyone. Everyone is finding something that they like in the House Jam lineup. The initial launch was just with the 750 mLs. Now we have these wonderful, easily transportable cans that are really in line with what's happening in the market. We check all the boxes as well. When you're talking about imported wines, we have to abide, obviously, by the TTB legislation. So not listed on our labels, but
matter of fact when it comes to when you dig a little bit deeper in the brand. We are gluten-free, we are vegan, we check all of those boxes, but really we are, sure, we are a brand that is fun, that is consumer friendly, that kind of good time with their friends.
Great. We're ready for the questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Great job, Jack and Christina. Now let's bring back our wonderful panel of judges for some more Q&A. Rick, why don't you go ahead and start the questions off?
Sure. I like the package. Thanks for the presentation. I like the package, but it doesn't really indicate on there that it's a lifestyle wine, that it's low alcohol per se. I mean, it states 7% alcohol, but some consumers don't know what that means. So it might be something you might want to address if that's the category you want to run in. And then it is obviously sweet, which is fine, and you indicate that it's sweet on the label. Your feedback on that has all been positive. You're not had anybody buy and go, oh my God, this is a little bit sweeter than I expected.
No, if you look at, I mean, from a market standpoint, I mean, if you look at the Moscato sales across the United States, if you look at the residual sugar in most Proseccos, in the top selling Proseccos, we are right in line with a lot of what you're seeing out there without calling out any specific names or brands. We've done, extensive analysis at the cellars to see where these brands fall palette-wise. And we've really customized house jam to appeal to that same drinker.
I'd like to add to it too that everything that Christina's explaining is done in a very natural process. Okay, these are imported wines. They're made from real grapes. As a matter of fact, a real wine. I was a little indecisive as to what category I should be in. Should I be a wine? We're ready to drink and we're low alcohol. I think at one point I was going to be in 2 of the competitions, but we decided to go here. The alcohol is low because we stopped fermentation at a certain point. And I like to add that the sparkle is Charmant method. We're not pumping CO2 into these wines. And you'll see that I didn't ask you, and I have a question for all of you. How did you like the wines?
Yeah, well, I see some thumbs up and head nodding. Doug, I see that you have a question. Go ahead.
Obviously, it's a question we're all thinking also is price point on the 4-packs, number one. And second of all, the effervescence at the end of the wine is something that I think we as an industry on the wine side are trying to win back consumers away from the seltzer category. So I think the wines are very refreshing. They're sweet. They will adhere to a lot of our markets, but just curious about price point.
Sure. So our 750s are retailing at about $10.99, and the 4-packs of the 250 ml cans are right at $14.99. Through extensive geo-targeted social media strategies, we've really zeroed in on some of the areas that are working well distribution-wise, and that's where we've exerted a lot of our marketing expertise, and both through in-store tastings, different kinds of events, as well as some of the POS that you can kind of see stacked behind us. And thank you for the note. Because it is a really good point, trying to win back some of that seltzer category to the wine world. Sparkling is where it's at.
I'd just like to add one last thing to that, and that with the social media presence that we have right now, we're reaching about 11,000 consumers and getting back almost 1,500 engagements. And the last thing I'll say is that we maintained a social media presence over many years, and we have a very loyal following that has almost gotten angry with me because the brand disappeared for a while and then came back. So we're right now in the process that started about April 15th, May 1st, of rebuilding our distribution network.
Okay, thank you so very much, Jack and Christina. Next up, we will hear from Lauren Chitwood from Spiritless. Spiritless was born from this simple premise that you can make a cocktail that isn't a cocktail, one that everyone can enjoy, like bourbon, but better. I cannot wait to hear this story. Tell us about your brand, Lauren.
Hi there. Thank you so much. So I am Lauren Chitwood, CEO and co-founder of Spiritless, a non-alcoholic spirit for your favorite bourbon cocktail. So let me tell you how we came up with this thing. We owned an experiential agency. Spiritless is founded by 3 women, and we were working with big beverage alcohol companies. We were popping up at festivals and helping them deploy and reach consumers. And this thing kept happening. We kept getting this request that just kept coming up time and time again. We had brand managers going like, hey, I'm so sorry, I forgot about this, but this is really important. Could we have something non-alcoholic? And could it not be coffee, tea, juice, Coke, nothing in a can, nothing syrup based? Could you call a celebrity mixologist and have him make us a tincture for 10,000 people tomorrow? And, you know, time and time again, we said, I'm really sorry, I don't think we can do that with a day's notice. And, you know, after time and time when it kept happening, we pulled up and we looked at the data. And what we learned was that 66% of millennials and Gen Zs are actively curbing their consumption. And we stopped in our tracks and said, there has to be something here. What's going on? And essentially it started in my basement. It was in a popcorn tin with a commercial sous vide that then went down to a PVC pipe with a sump pump and a cooler. We were buying bulk Old Forester and essentially trying to rip off the alcohol and see what would happen. And, you know, we learned some lessons, we developed some hypotheses. All the while we're walking around the backs of these distilleries. We're from the bluegrass and talking to the good old boys, and they're going, y'all are going to blow yourself up. You better quit that. You're going to kill your kids. It won't work. The chemistry doesn't shake out. We ended up finding an amazing chemical engineer. She was a specialist in brown spirits, and we brought her home to Kentucky. And we said, listen, throw out Mashville, throw out 100 years of distilling. We're trying to break all the rules here because it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, by the time you're a non-alcoholic bourbon, you're really, you know, you've already kind of broken the rules to begin with. And, you know, from there, we've been able to create a process that now we actually have both a process and an application patent around for making non-alcoholic spirits. And what we know allows us to stand head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to liquid quality. We have won 2 awards, which is really exciting. We've only been in the market since December. We are actually won best overall non-alc in the LA Spirits Award, which is really exciting. You know, the product in itself, healthier for you. Let's talk about it. So 0.5% alcohol, 15 calories, 4 carbs, vegan, keto friendly, gluten free, all those boxes that we know the consumer is trying to check. You know, in terms of brand, Spiritless, right? We wanted to be the brand, the message, and the use case. We wanted you to be able to have an amazing experience that allowed you to walk in and carry a bottle with pride that felt premium. We're a direct-to-consumer native business. Right now, we're seeing over 100,000 users a month, and you know, we're shipped nationwide. We have distribution in Texas and in Kentucky, but at the same time are in Total Wine and More nationwide, and you know, actually almost ready to go on a couple other really, really big, exciting retailers.
30 seconds, Lauren.
Okay, thank you. And you know, for us, education is key. How do you use this stuff? We're a 1-to-1 substitute, and we're finding the sales process is really sinuous and really easy because we're just helping bars, restaurants, and retailers make more money in a consumer group that they're not reaching otherwise. So thank you.
Okay, well, great job, Lauren. Now let's bring back our panel of judges for some Q&A. Doug, why don't we start with you this time?
Lauren, we congratulate you on embarking on a challenging journey, you know, getting into this side of the category, you know, and tasting and going through the product. On the oak side, which is where a lot of our whiskey geeks are and whiskey followers are looking for, is it just an oak flavoring, oak associate, or does it actually Seawood itself?
So no, that's the biggest piece of our process. So essentially we do an oak extraction as our first step. So wholesale GNS, we have a proprietary blend of American oak and a range of char levels that we're going to bring out those flavor notes that we wanted. And essentially, you know, we're modulating temperature and pressure on that still and pulling out every bit of flavor that we can out of that oak. And so that's where that oak comes from in the product.
Wow. Mr. Steve Fetty, you, my friend, I know that you are a spirits lover. Do you have any questions, feedback?
No, I was really impressed with the nose off of this. I got like this heavy, nostalgic, like sassafras, sarsaparilla kind of root beer flavoring on that. And it does actually have some nice body. I get that nice like sweet corn coming off of it. So, I mean, really kudos to you for pulling off the taste profile. My question, I think, is, and I have not started mixing cocktails with this, mind you, is in my experience of mixing cocktails with non-alcoholic spirits, it's very difficult. It's tough to get that non-alcoholic spirit to still shine through. What are your kind of solutions for that? Or how are you getting the trade to think differently about this?
Yeah, so certainly education, especially on the trade level, is critical with the entire non-alc space as a whole, right? We know this. I think that and frankly, when we started this process, what we saw was most people were making these products in the bucket, right, with a bunch of flavors, compounded, and the process allows us to really have something that, by comparison to the herd, really stands up, especially with those bitter notes that are coming through in the back. Now, certainly, you're always trying to balance and add weight. So part of our education as we're talking to on-premise and trade is, really thinking about that simple, right? The sugar components in there really help kind of finish out and balance. When we talk about and are showing cocktails, a classic whiskey sour is like out of this freaking world with this liquid. So I'd encourage you to give it a go. And I think you'll go, well, no way. Holy moly. So.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I see that Rick has a question. Rick, go ahead.
Sure, just a quick one. Lauren, hi.
Hi.
Did you say this is in distribution already?
It is in distribution. So we have formal distribution in Texas. We also, obviously, because we are truly non-alc, by regulatory standpoints, we are able to go direct and are going direct to a handful of large retailers.
So I have a question. Where it is being sold, where has it had the most success? Where is it in a store? Is it with the non-alcoholic beers, or is it in the middle of the spirit section, or where have you had your most success with?
We're finding the most success is in the non-alc, like that non-alc beer aisle that goes kind of non-alc beer, non-alc spirits and wines, really segmenting there, also in close proximity to mixers as well. We're finding that there's a lot of pull through and frankly, a lot of bleed from the non-alc beer category.
Awesome. I think we have time for another question. Sapreet, do you have any feedback questions?
Yeah, so I was pregnant last year, and at the time, there really weren't as many no alcoholic spirits that were outside of Seedlip, and maybe one or two other that were really popular. So it's actually quite exciting to see something that tastes like a whiskey. I wasn't expecting that when I tried it. So I just want to say that's fantastic. And I was pleasantly surprised at the taste profile of it.
Thank you. Thank you. There's so many use cases. And what we're knowing is there's the sober serious and there's the sober sometimes, but the reality is we're all pausing at one moment or another. So whether it's pregnancy or health, or it's a Tuesday night and you got stuff to do. Yeah. So thank you.
Amazing. Great questions and feedback, judges. Overall, thank you so very much to all of our contenders and our judges. I have to say these presentations were really, really interesting, and the judges' feedbacks and questions really helped us to learn more about these various brands. Such an array of brands and trends, and it's really an exciting time in the low and no alcohol category. But now we will send our judges off to their chamber. Not really a chamber, they're all in separate places. But they're off now to deliberate the difficult task of this category winner. This category winner will move on to the championship round on, mark your calendars, Tuesday, September 14th. While they deliberate, I would ask you to vote for the brand that you would like to see win the People's Choice Award for today based on their pitch and the bottle. The vote box should be, oh, there it is. The vote box has just popped up right in front of your screens. And go ahead and make your choice there. That is awesome. Now, while the judges deliberate, we will once again hear from Dale Stratton with SipSource. Dale will spend a few minutes sharing that valuable information on the low alcohol, no alcohol category that WSWA has obtained from SipSource data. Dale?
Jonathan, thank you very much, and couldn't agree more. What a great group of presentations and a broad view of what's happening in the no and low alcohol category. And certainly when we think about growth rates, we're seeing those categories contribute to what's going on in the overall wine and spirits market. We're right now working off of May data. We're processing our June ending data right now, which will be ready for the next brand battle. But spirits continue to lead the way. And we've talked about this, that spirits on a 12-month rolling basis growing 7.7%, and wine down 2.1% at the end of May. Those trends at early look at June data are continuing. We're continuing to see those things occur. Next slide, please. And then the on-premise is bouncing back. And with this, you have spirits on the left-hand side, wine on the right-hand side. And we can see here that that bottom line represents what's happening with spirits. We all know that that on-premise took such a big hit, but we're really seeing it bounce back. And that's where spirits are winning the most. Spirits have really cut that negative trend. They're only down 15.8% with the May ending data. And it appears as though the on-premise operators are investing in spirits ahead of wine as they go through the reopening. Next slide, please. We also know that the reopening has not been geographically balanced, and that we've seen many different approaches depending on where you are and what part of the country. And we can see that over there on the South Atlantic, with the on the spirit side, the first segment region combination to go into the positive, with the on-premise being up 3.5%. The darker line represents retail trends. The yellow boxes represent on-premise trends. And we can see that really the Pacific and the Northeast have been the segments or the regions, the geographies that have been slow to recover and are not bouncing back as easy. Going to be interesting to see where it shakes out for the rest of summer as we head into the all-important holiday season. Next slide. And then the other thing that we've been highlighting here is that there's a number of on-premise accounts that still have not reopened. At the end of December, we saw that there were 40% fewer open licensed accounts for beverage alcohol than there were at the start of January of 2020. Fast forward here to May of 2021, and we see that while there is an increase and there is reopening of these licenses, there's still 17% fewer accounts that are out there. Now a quick look at a couple things on the no and low alcohol. Next slide. And this is done with, forgot that we're going to do a quick ranking of spirits here to point out the pre-mixed cocktails are doing extremely well. That's 64.1% growth rate. They're moving up in the ranking as they continue to get bigger and bigger. And that really does speak to that lower alcohol, with the pre-mixed cocktails coming in at a lower alcohol than other spirit categories. Now we'll move on to the next slide. And this is from our partner at Nielsen and looking at data. And when we think about this ready to drink category that those cocktails are in have really exploded. And we've seen that it's now within the Nielsen data a $4.4 billion category. Huge growth, and growth is across a lot of different areas, be it beer, wine, spirits, seltzers. Every category is really participating here, and we're seeing the consumer response. Next slide. Now looking at non-alcoholic products. And this also, again, we can see by these examples that are on here, beer, wine, and spirit examples, dollars are up 37% in this non-alcoholic category. We expect to see that continue. We expect it to see more products come into this space, and that this area is going to continue to grow. And I do think there is a consumer need for this non-alcoholic segment that is out there, and it's going to continue to rise. With that, Jonathan, we'll turn it back over to you so that we can give the winners their opportunity to celebrate.
Amazing. Thanks, Dale. That is really great information. And I love seeing those statistics. I was never really into statistics in school, but after being in this industry, I follow it all to a T. And especially during these times, seeing the growth and seeing where the positives and negatives are. I mean, I love that. So thank you. I am now very excited to announce today's winners. So first up is our People's Choice winner that all of you, our viewers at home, selected. The People's Choice winner for the low alcohol, no alcohol category is, perfect. Spiritless. Congratulations, Lauren.
Thank you.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, best of luck to your to the brand and to the future. I would love to try it as well. So thank you.
Coming at you.
Okay. Now on to the judge's choice for the best in category winner. Oh man, very exciting. This category winner will proceed to the Brand Battle Championship Tournament September 14th. So without further ado, today's low alcohol, no alcohol category winner is Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. Congratulations, Heidi.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Love the message, love the story and the packaging. I think you won over the judges' hearts. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. And again, a shout out to everybody at Shy Family Wines. You guys inspire me every day. And thank you to the judges in WSWA. I'm excited for the 14th of September.
That's awesome. And that's really what this is about, is inspiring our industry, inspiring the consumer base, the trade base, with positive messages and great products. So that's awesome. Awards will be mailed to you in the next few weeks. Again, I would like to thank all of our contenders who participated today. You all have great, unique products, and I look forward to seeing how they do in the future. I really do. Also, I would like to say a big thank you to the judges, our wholesaler experts, for their thoughts, questions, and feedback today. It was very, very valuable for all involved. I hope you all had a great experience throughout today's program. For everyone viewing, all of the contenders' information can be found in the online Brand Battle directory. The link to the directory has been placed in the chat box, depending on where that is, probably over here. Yeah, it was very valuable for, script, reading. Did I go to school for reading? No. Yes, I did. Anyway, the link to that directory has been placed in the chat box. Can also be found on the tournament website. We would like to make you all aware, but especially members of the media in attendance, that there will be a category winner virtual press briefing following this broadcast. You'll hear from today's winner about their experience and be able to ask questions to support your reporting. You can find a link to this briefing in the chat box or email Alena, A-L-E-N-A, at WSWA.org for more information. Again, we would like to thank our sponsors of today's tournament, 750 and Beverage Media Group, as well as our other tournament supporters. We sure hope that you enjoyed today's program and that you watch other Tournament Tuesday competitions this summer. Next week, we will hear from 6 contenders from another popular category, whiskey, bourbon, and scotch. Register at the link in the chat box or online today to save your seat. Have a great week.